racing. I went the wrong way. Alright, so I don't have to watch. Just, well, learn the track. Okay. So when you come out of here, it's like a hairpin. You come through here to the left. It's a counterclockwise track. There's your Joker split. I took the Joker on the second lap. I think that's the appropriate thing to do. Don't take an early Joker because then they'll get away from you. Take it on the second lap. After you're out in front. Because if the AI is in your sight, they basically, they don't go balls to the wall. It's like there's some in the algorithm that says as long as that car is somewhere in front of you, and I think the more directly in front of you, like in the center line of your vehicle, the slower they are. That's what I believe. I believe that if like I'm pointing directly at the back of the guy's car, he starts braking and shit. Like they don't like heat. They don't want you staring down their neck. It makes them nervous. So I think that's, we'll call it the nervous reaction of the AI. So really you don't need to be totally out of control. You just need to be thoughtful and skillful at keeping that dude. See? I'm right on his tail and he's literally not getting away from me. It's like they want you pushing them. And then once you see his opening, you got to get in front. But now you got to hold a good line to keep them at bay. And as soon as you give them a spot to get by you, let's see, where did I open the door? Because he's behind me. And if I think it might, nope, still I was good. Alright, now he's gonna try to get around me somewhere. That was a good race. So that was second gear, now I go to third. Third gear. Alright, third gear section. I'm still gonna start at first to keep them chilled. First, second, third. You gotta go to the right. Now I'm taking all of this in second gear. Left, right? Third gear. Get the right line and I open the door to this bridge. Oops, I gotta stay in third gear. What am I doing? Alright, he slows down too, but then he's jumped on it when it came out. they had a little bit of it.
Okay, they're dropping back. Stay cool. Right, if you can find an extra 9/10, we will make up a position. Okay, keep up this pace. You're putting away from the car behind.
I'm staying in third. I'm managing the gas pedal.
Only an extra 3 seconds, and we can make up a position. Push, push, push.
Let's screw that up. Alright, that could have been done better. But let's watch it back. So, where the mistake was,
Your right front is punctured. It's gone. Puncture, puncture.
the mistake was that I was too heavy on the gas. I think that's a simple explanation. Let's leave it at that. Like there. Like I need to just handle, and then I didn't take the right line, so I let him through. This dude behind me. I was a little sketchy on that. Did I take 2 jokers? I think I did. I think 4th gear is going to be overkill on this course for sure. But I gotta try. If you only had 4th gear, could you make it through? Because they have to get through under the same rules of physics. So if I can optimize my path and don't open the door they literally would have to stay behind. They would have to. So I should be able to get some kind of performance out of fourth gear. Right there, that was the major mishap. I think I cut too early. And coming out over here, I gotta figure that out better. Because right there, I was like, oh man, I was gonna lose it in a second here. Alright, so this section I cleaned up a little bit. And drifting out there, I'm giving them an opportunity to get inside me right there. I was not too sure right there. Okay, so restart. Now I get to fourth gear. I'll start in first, work my way up to fourth.
Get ready for the lights. Careful of wheel spin. Go, go, go.
Oh shit. Hold on. I'm gonna restart because no, I'm not gonna restart. I'm gonna continue. Alright, now I'm in fourth gear. This is where the race starts. Now I gotta maintain control. Manage fourth gear. That's my mission.
Right, once the rest is on their Joker, I reckon we'll be fighting second. Okay, they're jumping back. Stay cool. Okay, we're in second, with the second position at the moment. Okay, keep up the pace, you're putting away from the car behind. Okay, they're dropping back. Stay cool.
Oh shit. Oops, let's stay in fourth.
Car behind is falling away. They're struggling.
Slow down. Calm down. Alright, I lost my mind for a while, but I'm getting it.
Your right front looks like it's punctured.
Right now. That was fourth gear. Restart. Okay. Continue. Now I have free roam of first through fourth gears. I can do whatever I want for this race.
Ready. Go, go, go.
First, second, third, second, 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 third, second, third, fourth. Too much speed. Third, Joker, fourth, third, second one. Two, three, four. Two, three. Minus third. Minus third, then second. Minus second.
Okay, keep up the pace. You're sitting away from the car behind.
Four. Third. Technical section third. Third. Fourth. Third. Second. Third. Fourth. Third. Minus third. Minus third. Getting second.
Try to follow the car ahead. You need to keep moving straight.
Third. Fourth. Minus third. Fourth. Third. Yeah.
Right, get your foot down. If you can gain 2 seconds, you should be able to get another position.
I gotta get clean because this is where they mess up. But he messed up that time. Second.
Car behind is falling away.
Okay. Fourth. Third. Jumper split. Fourth. Alright. It wasn't perfect. I want to see where I lost it. Where did I lose
I
that?
can see you've got a puncture on your right front.
Your replay. Watch this twice. Alright, so I'm in first. I let him in front of me, that's the problem. But I got it back and I spun out and I lost it. That's two mistakes that I could have been pulled away already. Because I took the Joker and I shouldn't have. I spun out. Why? Two more laps to go. I was too aggressive. I had him beat on the inside anyway. He came out the Joker, so that was a disadvantage. Alright, so now it's just me and the dude up front, right? Alright, so now I'm kind of pushing it somewhat. Alright, I spun out too much again. I'd hate to do second gear all over. I think that might have been first gear. Yeah, that was first. I gotta do second gear. I'll start in first.
Get ready for the lines. Careful with your speed. Go, go, go.
It really helps to know the lines because with that dirt in your face, I've been trying not to burn my engine.
Pace is good, but we're not getting. We need to catch up the back of them as soon as possible. Try to follow the car ahead. We need to keep within striking distance.
I like this track because those black lines are a hint. When I see that those black marks, I'm like, okay, they show me the line.
looks like we're going to end up like all the drags have taken their Joker.
Take the Joker out. Oh shit, I took another Joker. Oops. Get off my legs for a minute. Go ahead and watch that back. That was second gear, now I gotta do third. Body relax. I can't wait till I get a more powerful lawnmower. I have to save my paperboy money. I gotta do third next, right? Second gear all the way. I see the gear now. It's in second. Big 2.
And it's the Blue Ribbon event. Who is going to be on the top step of the podium? They're ready to race. Green light. Chris Dobson gets a great start. That'll be a big relief after the problems for Solberg. He's on the clean line. He's clearly into turn 1 first. Loeb up alongside Ericsson. Chris Dobson goes straight in and Loeb straight into the choke lap. Both the Peugeots are going into the choke lap. Loeb has done that very well, and that's helped Timmy Hansen up as well, I think. What do you think about that, David?
Timmy Hansen got a great start from the back of the grid. He caught up the cars, kept himself. He decided he was going to jog. I don't think he thought Loeb was going in with him, Andrew.
maybe they'd set the tactics up before. Either way, this is exactly what Kenneth was hoping for, is that they would be able to slot in. He said earlier, maybe we can do something in the first half lap. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough contact in turn one, because I think they were hoping these guys would be slowed down.
Yes, very so. And now what they're going to have to hope for is the back route can get onto the back of Kristoffersson and then really panic him a little bit, harass him, make them two go slower, allow the two Peugeots to catch up, but they are catching.
So the Peugeot's coming up towards the back of the train. Ericsson and Baumanis, the rear of those four. There's little gaps between them both, but maybe Peugeot decided to send the two cars together. They had completely contrasting driving styles on the way in. They ride the curb fully. Kristoffersson leading from Backrud. Backrud is able to go with them at the minute. Kevin Eriksson gets the fastest reaction time. He picks up the Monster Energy Supercharger award at home in Sweden as he blasts down the hill, chasing those two in front of him, Backrud and Kristoffersson. We're going to need to see the gaps in just a minute to see what we think about the chances of anybody being able to make it if they joker now. Are the Peugeots closing or are they losing time? Will they be able to get one of those two cars onto the podium? They are absolutely bumper to bumper, the two Peugeots at the back of this field. But look at the gap that Kristoffersson's got already. Kristoffersson fastest lap of the day, David.
Unfortunately, Loeb's actually dropped nearly a second off the back of Kristoffersson on that last lap. Now, all right, they took a joker, they're coming back out. So let's see if we can just get a clean run and if they're going to change it a bit.
They've got Baumanis already, so Baumanis drops back behind. That would suggest to me that they'll probably get Ericsson as well. So they might get one of the two cars at least onto the podium. Through the left-hander up at Velodrome, they're chasing so hard. David Binks is keeping an eye on the times for us to see whether they're growing or not. Have a look at the top left corner of your screen. You've got live timing at home as well if you wanted. Kristoffersson into the hairpin. There he is, absolutely, only blinks on the straights. There you go, pull a few gears, have a couple of blinks, and then it'll be eyes wide as he sends the car through that fast right-hander into the left again, sticks to the standard lap. Behind him, Ericsson's gone joker. Kevin Eriksson goes joker. There's that a response to what's going on behind. The dust flies up. Kevin's going to chuck it out through. So close to the barrier, but he's not close enough. And the two Peugeots have got past Kevin Eriksson as well. Can they get backward?
Kristoffersson just put in 2 laps off the trot within 100th of a second of each other. I mean, that is just phenomenal that he can put in consistent lap times whilst under pressure in a final of a World RX.
Absolutely brilliant driving from Kristoffersson. He wants this, doesn't he? He's leading this World Championship. He wants to win the big trophy at the end of the year. He said you just have to take it race by race. He's just got this one race to go to decide his fate. He's desperate for it. Look at the gap he's got from Backrud already. It's massive. When's Backrud going to go? Is he going to respond to the Peugeots or not?
Kristoffersson just went another 100th quicker than his last lap.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic driving from this man. You know, again, have a little look at how calm he is. You wouldn't think there was 600 horsepower in there and the kind of G-forces which he's got. Has a little look in the mirror, tiny little glance.
Yeah, I mean, he's ahead. Sometimes you'd use the actual side windows. You know, you're trying to watch where your other competitors are without focusing too much on it and slowing yourself down.
Little look in the mirror through Velodrome's a good place to look, isn't it? You've got the altitude of the track there helping you to see what's going on. Loeb has now managed to gap Hansen as those two try to chase these guys down. Kristoffersson will have to joker now. Nobody's going to be anywhere near him. He throws the VW Polo in. Backrud goes with him. Can these two come out in front of the Peugeots? Or have the Peugeots found enough space to nick a place off Backrud? It's super close behind them, but Backrud holds on to P2.
Very smooth driving by Backrud. At the end of the day, he knew he couldn't get on the gas too quick, put it too sideways. He's just having to feather it through that last bit of the joker to get a good run back out and get out in front of the Loeb.
Johan Kristoffersson, he leads the World Rallycross Championship. He is on a run of 7 finals, and coming across the line, he's going to take his 2nd win in a row and his 6th podium in a row. It's a brilliant result for the leader of the World Rallycross Championship. Absolutely fantastic. Outside the competition, we can see a pass between Hansen and Eriksson, but it is all about this man, Johan Kristoffersson.
Johan Kristoffersson. Okay.
Quality time feels like a distant memory, so you start searching for family vacations.
That's how they pack the dirt. That's the Joker.
Well, hello, good morning, and welcome to the FIA World Rallycross Championship. We are in Sweden at Holius, and you are in the right place to watch some incredible action. Over the next 2 hours, you're going to see 15 races here at the classic Holius track. The Magic Weekend is what it's called, and it is all going to be magic. So thanks for joining us. Let us know where you're watching from. It's good to hear who you're rooting for today. During this live stream, you'll see RX2 qualifying 1, the European Supercars qualifying 1, and the World RX qualifying 1. If we spin around, let's have a look. These are the RX2 cars getting ready. They'll be the first to do battle, but it's going to be a huge day's racing today. In free practice this morning, the top 19 cars in supercars were separated by less than a second. So we're in for some very, very good racing indeed. It's a little bit chilly here this morning. It's about 14 degrees. It's probably warmer wherever you are. And the track temperature is a little bit cooler, sort of about 16 degrees track temperature, so it'll be interesting to see what it does to the tyres. There's a few changes to the circuit. If you're used to Holius, there's been a few changes, but I'll let Andrew Coley and Dan Rook talk you through that. So we're going to be live streaming all weekend, and the racing's coming very soon. Let's have a look at where this puts us in the time we've been started in Abu Dhabi, we've been on tour around Europe. Here we are for the second half of the season in Sweden. We're up in the Värmlands in the middle of Sweden. It's rallying and rallycross territory. I've got with me Anton Markland, who last time out on track was the winner, but of course, very disappointingly, you were DQ'd after it. Tell us how you've been able to pick yourself up after that.
Yeah, it's to be honest, it wasn't that hard. Decision was made, and I was disqualified, and then it's just to leave it behind you and be proud of the pace we had, and then just refocus to Holius. I didn't think about it too long. To be honest, the day after I was on a sponsor event back home, so I was focusing on that, and after that I was focused on Holius.
So now it's time to get racing in RX2. Let's join our commentators, Andrew Coley and Dan Rook.
Hey guys, very much looking forward to this. Damn, we're halfway through the season, but this is the classic. This is our Monaco, and it is the total opposite of Monaco, but it's mega.
Yeah, there's so much atmosphere at this track, and it is just fantastic to be here and absorb it all. We've got the seats packed already, probably people full of hangovers, but it's going to be a fantastic.
They're all lining up down the side of the track. The view here is brilliant. The track is brilliant. So let's take a look at this. We've got an onboard lap for you with Anton Markland from free practice this morning. So this is crossing the start finish line up to... Turn 1 in towards the right over a crest, and then it's a little bit of braking in towards the left, up and over the crest. They use that tree down, don't they, to line up that because it's completely blind.
Yeah, fully blind, and then big sideways in through the chicane. Scrub off so much speed, super slippy on the way into the velodrome.
That's gravel now as well, and then we can see that extra bit of tarmac on the way into velodrome down, so the track width is more. There's a new curb on the left-hand side here, and they've also changed the curbs in the right-hander at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, so usually the drivers will be able to take a big cut and get away with it, but you can see there where people have been cutting the gravel and running the risk of a puncture where that extra bit of curb isn't there.
Yeah, awesome. Absolutely fantastic circuit. Going to be more accurate coming down the hill into that right-hander. We're going to see maybe more use of track width on the run into velodrome, so we might see some overtaking there. We've got the gravel, that Joker merge, there's always contact there. So going to be some fantastic racing. The World Guys, of course, are coming up last in this session. Prior to that, we've got Euro Supercar. First up, we've got RX2. So let's take a look at the championship standings as we come into their next round. Oliver Ericsson then has missed just 1 point in the 4 rounds that we've had so far. Jesse Callio is in P2, and in terms of lap times yesterday, they were very close during practice. Fraser McConnell third, then it's Ben Philip Gunderson recovering from his shocker in Barcelona. He's been bang on the pace since then. Sammy Matty Trogan is up there. Gryazin, of course, rolled it last time in Norway. Olafsson Michelak. We've got a much bigger entry here. We've got 5 races with RX2 cars in. So this is not an event to be having a problem in any of the classes, because if you have a retirement here, you might not make the semis. That applies to RX2, Euro, and particularly to World Supercar. From McConnell at the minute.
So we can see Oliver Ericsson here, likewise.
We've got a Swede followed by a Jamaican, a Swede, and a couple of Norwegians. So we're going to see a fantastic battle. But someone who might not feature is Callio. He's going to have to. So the guys are in the early races. Did the track develop? Does it? So that is Q1 done for RX2. We're heading on to Euro RX. Just take a little cheeky look out the window. Can't resist a supercar in the distance. Standing behind Larson and Brinderson. So keep your eyes peeled for those two particular. This is looking more like it from Peter Hedstrom. Okay, here's the start. So watch for Vujic in the green car on the inside. He gets collected by is fastest at the minute. He's 0.5 ahead of Peter Hedstrom.
You're quickest so far, but it looks like you really had to push to get that win.
Yeah, I'm very happy, very good feeling in the car, and yeah, I'm very happy.
Another Swede on top. What's it like to win a race here at Helios?
Very good.
Tack, thank you.
Very good, apparently, Dan. What's it like to win a race here at Helios, Dan? Very good?
Yeah, it's very good, actually, yeah. It's quite good to win a race anywhere, really.
Marcus Graham yesterday was quite okay, but that's well, they didn't win. I think that's why it was only quite okay. This is Alfred to get the whole shot. Audran in the background, the orange car here, makes a good decision. Look, realises he's lost out. Now, okay, it's a late decision, so potentially could have saved a second, but better to do that than be hung out to try on the outside of turn 2.
Yeah, he would have lost a lot more time if he had tried to commit to the standard lap. So getting himself out and into the joke lap. There's the clip there on the inside of the barrier you were talking about that I missed, unfortunately, and like you say, that's what happens when they've lost the curb on the inside there.
Let's take a look at Mandy August here. I don't know whether we kept it in the shot. I think we will. So on the gas, look, and click, boom, there you go. Wow. And that was actually quite a flat hit. You might see it in the background. No, you won't. So Andrea de Borgler was super close. Mandy August gave it a good clatter and span around. So Walfredson leads. Look at the crowd down the left-hand side. Look at the countryside in the background. We're in the farmland region. Rally Sweden comes up this way as well. You can see where the spotters tower is, middle right of your picture. We're over the hairpin at the end. Busy spotters tower here. They can't see the whole track, but there's nowhere that they can because it's a long, kind of narrow track. They can see enough, and they say they've got monitors above their heads. Are the monitors and timing screens. There we are, waving at you. Dan Rook's hand, you can see. So they have a monitor, they have a timing screen, they have CCTV of the corners they can't see. The building on the left there, that's timing and the stewards, so they've got a great view. But the grid is ready to go. So here we go, race 4. Rennie Munich, Sondre Evjen, Thomas Brinderson, Stein Egil Jensen, and Hans-Joran Ostreng. To Sondre Evjen. Larson is in that last race, but at the minute, Brinderson is fastest.
Thomas, you're the first non...
He came down and he's got quite long hair, Tom, and he looked like a Yeti, basically. He was Julio, Robin Larson and Attila Moser. So Larson here, no disrespect to the others, needs the whole show. So great stuff by Robin Larson, Moser, Barbosa, Julio, Temte slot in there. And these...
Hey, I'm Andrew Kurland. Want to learn more about NASCAR? Check out my YouTube page to see videos with drivers, teams, racetracks, and much more.
Made a big mistake, which I think could have seen him up in the top 3 in this session to keep Scheider. Now, just a little heads up for you. If you added the point you've got to do to try and get the job done into turn 1, and they've got to get the job done because this championship is super close at the top. Take a look at the standings as we come into round 6. There they are, finally. I'm sure you enjoyed looking at me and Dan for a few extra seconds. Timmy Hansen leads the standings by 1 point from his brother Kevin. Now, if that looks a bit different than you were expecting, don't forget Anton Markland was DQ'd from the entire event in hell. So that means the qualifying points are reissued, the semi-points are reissued, and so on. Back at Baumanis, Gronholm, Timosyanov, Dora and Scheider. Now, just a little heads up for you. If you added the points together of Wieman and Niklas Gronholm, and okay, that's not super realistic, but if you added their points together, they would be on 117. So what might have been for Niklas Gronholm if he hadn't had to have that emergency appendicitis? He was incredible when we came to hell, and I think we can expect to see big things here from all 3 of the cars that are here from GRX. Well, there you go. First 5 competitors on the grid for World. The Monster Energy girls are down there as we get the World Championship underway. Let's see the grid for Q1, race 1. Ollie Bennett, randomly drawn on the inside. Then it's Bachuska, Christian Sabo, Shetel Larson, one of our wildcard drivers here. Kevin Hansen on the outside. Remember, 2nd in the World Championship at the minute. Got a couple of guys in here. Well, Larson, of course, doesn't have to play sensible World Championship tactics here. So Kevin, like Robin Larson earlier on, has got to try and get a good start. Same for Sabo. What are they going to do? This is that low rumble. The place has almost gone quiet enough to hear a pin drop as the world drivers get down there, but you won't hear anything over the anti-lag. Good start, Kevin Hansen on the outside. Sabo maybe drop back. Bennett's got superpower on the run down the turn 1. 4 cars side by side. Kevin Hansen all the way out the dirt. Got to avoid the curves. Managing. Bachuska whole shot. Sabo goes Joker. Kevin Hansen gets released there for what was going to be 4th. Into 2nd place, so Kevin Hansen recovers from being on the outside of 4 cars in dirt, flying. I wonder if Bachuska made a mistake in that section. He hasn't, so Bachuska still leads. It's Bachuska from Kevin Hansen.
Super job there by Kevin Hansen to keep himself out of the gravel trap, having to rotate the car so he's facing the outside of turn 1 and just full gas and try and drive himself away from the what could have been in the gravel trap.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw what happened earlier on in RX2 that if you go sideways backwards over that curve, you're taking a toe off the rim. Bachuska had a problem in Norway, so he touched the launch control button, I believe, on the handbrake during the course of the race. Maybe it was on the wheel. You're not allowed to do that. The FIA say, oh, it could be traction control, etc. GCK is slightly disputing that, let's say. Fair enough, because that's a little bit ongoing. As you see Larsen come out from the Joker behind Bennett and Sabo, who went on the first lap. So Sabo, the leader of the guys who hasn't Joker, but overall Bachuska the leader. And I say, I think he did well last time in Norway. He was unlucky with that DQ. A number of people have been disqualified for it over the years. Rustad is one I remember. Dan, there's so much going on in the car. It's really easy to hit a button when you don't mean to.
Yeah, so he could have been trying to go for the handbrake to save himself from a mistake and maybe touch the top instead of the side, and that would have just caught the button that he would have been holding for the launch control. So really going for it there. But we're seeing good pace room here. He was fast in practice, but Bennett's...
Bennett's out. So Bennett's, or is he out, or is it a mistake? Front right, so steering's broken. He might try. He's going to park it or take it. Whatever happens, Bachuska leading. Kevin Hansen's got Joker. And in the background, although he's very sideways, he is in front of Sabo. So Bachuska now, 3.7 the gap. There's Bennett. Oh, he's taking it up the exit road. Good lad, Ollie. Ollie's tried to get it out of the way. Very gentlemanly. Bachuska. Oh, big mistake. And that's going to cost him. He's put a wheel in the dirt down.
Yeah, that was a huge moment for him there. And where he was sideways out of the right-hander, which we said you had to be careful on, he's lost so much time.
He has indeed. To Bachuska had a big gap. It was at 3.7. I think he's lost 4 tenths. It looks like. Watch for Kevin on the inside. Bachuska in the Joker now.
one small mistake has cost him there. It just goes to show what level you have to be at this World Championship.
Yeah, it does. And Kevin Hansen, what a brilliant recovery. We'll see the replays in a minute and you'll see what a pickle he was in turn one. To come from that, to come from what was fourth and two people split to the Joker to take the win, Kevin, it is that sense of relief that he's going to have got the job done. So Kevin Hansen coming round, what's the time going to be? Over the line, 2:59.7. So Larson was the only person to go into the 2:59s in Euro, and the first person to cross the line, having had a terrible start, is Kevin Hansen into the 2:59s. Great stuff. Larson would have been quicker by 0.6 of a second, but you can put most of that down to turn one. That's to take nothing away from Larson. We know Larson is world class. I'd love to see him back in the World Championship. Kevin Hansen takes it, good recovery. Baciuszka could have done it. Tiny mistake in the right-hander at the bottom of the hill. Sabo, look, he's not far behind them either. Sabo, they're the guy that we didn't really spot too much going on with. Larsen didn't feature too much, certainly didn't get the way, and Bennett did a good job to get his car out of the way after it retired. So well done, Ollie. Unfortunately, though, a mistake, or a problem here is probably going to see not make the semis. We've got 25 cars. So off the line, look at Kevin on the outside. 4 cars, passenger.
Yeah, so Kevin there, and then just touching his back wheel into the gravel section there, but he would have been, fully on the gas just to try and pull himself out of the gravel there. We see 2 cars into the Joker as well. Another angle for Kevin there. You can see the angle where he is got the car rotated out compared to the other drivers.
And to not panic in that situation, and I don't mean it about crashing so much as the situation that you're in. It's like, no, you just don't need it, do you? And he would have known, and he knows he's in that World Championship by the pressure's on, and he's done everything right to get himself to this point. Joking at the right time to split the strategy with Baciuszka.
He would have known before turn one that it wasn't going to be a great start for him.
Yeah, so we've gone off the line and it's like, oh no, this is not what I needed. And then of course when you're on the outside of a 4-car sandwich, again, there's just nothing you can do. But Kevin, with a brilliant recovery, what we'd expect of the guy who's sitting second in the World Championship standings at the minute. Kevin Hansen takes the first Winter World RX at Sweden.
Kevin, it was very nearly all over in turn one there. Talk us through how you recovered to take the race win.
Yeah, turn one was a big mess. When you have so much slow guys in your race, you have to survive, and they're not so experienced, and they're here to get the win of the weekend. So they are a bit more crazy, but I survived, and then I made a few mistakes after the Joker, and
Session, Sebastian Eriksson would have been hoping for more from Q1 too.
Yeah, so Sebastian needs to get into the Joker lab now.
What can he do from there? Same for Timmy, but they've got to get the start on the outside. Oh, Sebastian has to clutch kick Timmy with a good start. On the inside, Silver Raymond as well. Timmy in the same situation as Kevin, hung out to dry. Gonna have to cross the whole gravel track back up and over the curves. Disaster for Timmy Hansen and Sebastian Eriksson. They are at the back of the pack. That is not what they needed. What have you seen on Timmy's car?
I just saw that where he landed off the jump. It looked like a heavy impact to the air. Rear left puncture on Timmy's car, so that was off the jump there.
So the World Championship leader at the one event of the year where if he doesn't make it to the semi-finals, it's a disaster. You can see the car crabbing badly. Hansen is pulling gears, but the car is sideways. Timmy Hansen is in trouble here in Sweden. His home event, the rear left completely gone. Up and over the jump, he'll have to look after the car here too. So it's irrelevant who he's racing against, and the World Championship leader has a puncture in Q1.
Q1, the race where, he's now going to be in a worse grid position for Q2 now as well, so it's really going to be a battle against Sebastian Eriksson as well. Disaster start, but luckily for him, not picking up the puncture.
Timmy's not joking out. Sebastian Eriksson is all over the back of Silver Raymond. We know it's quick, but Raymond is probably being held a bit by Paye. Sebastian looks up the inside. Sebastian took a win here, didn't he, in round 2, but it was taken away thanks to contact at the Joker merge. Gonna have a look at Silver Raymond. Is he down the hill? This isn't what he wanted either. After having a brilliant practice session, Sebastian Eriksson would have been hoping for more from Q1 too.
Yeah, so Sebastian needs to get into the Joker lab now if he wants any chance of being able to overcome the two. But I believe we're going to be seeing Cyril go in there as well, because it's the perfect opportunity for Cyril. So these two may be following each other in. No, Cyril goes and Sebastian stays.
So Sebastian Eriksson going to go with Fabian Paye on the last lap. So Cyril's going to shut the door. So Cyril's been held up there because we know the class is still red on, but this. Where's Timmy Hansen as he continues? He's still circulating according to the timing screens. He's 8 seconds off the back of the leader. So Timmy Hansen. There he is on board with Hansen now, fighting for his World Championship lead. He knows the pressure he's under. He's got to keep the lap times as quick as he can down with the puncher. He's got to look after the car. Ericsson up the inside. Have some of that. Sebastian Ericsson with a forceful move into the last corner. Takes the lead. He had to do that because Pay's got to choose the two. Ericsson versus Raymond for this one. Wasn't a great start for Ericsson, or worse for Timmy Hansen, of course. Sebastian Ericsson with a great choke up, and he runs a bit deep. He's going to have to back the exit off. Raymond's going to get it because he can't hit the wall. Cyril Raymond just in front. Ericsson up the curve in the side of Cyril Raymond. Oh, contact again, and Pay's right with them. This is not going to be a quick time because of how much has happened here. Sebastian Ericsson with the whole rear quarter of the car hanging off. Cyril Raymond is going to take it. Timmy Hansen has still only lost 8.5 seconds, which is impressive, with only 3 tyres on the car. Carnage in race 2 here. Raymond goes defensive on the race. Sebastian Ericsson coming around behind. The time isn't bad, but it's not going to be enough. Cyril Raymond takes it. Where's Timmy Hansen? He's in the last corner now. Hansen has done a brilliant job with only 3 tyres. Pressure on, crosses the line, saves it. So Hansen, 10 seconds off. The crowd enjoyed that race. So did I. Cyril Raymond takes it from Sebastian Ericsson, Fabian Pay, Jonathan Pay, Timmy Hansen, the World Championship leader in P5 with a terrible time thanks to that puncture he picked up. There you go. Drops off the back behind the wildcard. Timmy Hansen is going to have unbelievable sessions in Q2, 3 and 4. We've seen it before. We've seen it from someone like Johan Kristoffersson. I think he did it. Kristoffersson did it in South Africa last year, but there were only 15 cars there. There are 25 here. Here we go. Talk us through this.
Yeah, so replay here on board with Timmy Hansen, and it doesn't look like there's cars beside him, but big contact, and at this point he knows he's going through there. And I don't think he maybe picked the puncher up here. I think this is where he picked the puncher up going over the jump road as well. We're not going to see it from on this shot.
We might see it on the exit here. So you think he picks it up? He lands. Here we go.
When he lands here, maybe in the next shot, but yeah. So I think he picks up the puncher off of the jump. He lands too heavy on the back left, and now we've not seen it, but
well, we might be able to find it. We might be able to find Timmy's landing and see whether or not it was. But for him and Sebastian Ericsson, it was a disaster. Ericsson did well to recover. Timmy did well to hold on to the end of the race. But carnage in race 2.
Cyril, that was a very dramatic race. When you looked at the grid, is it a race that you...
Timmy Hansen, Hawkeye here, thinks it might have been after the jump. We don't really know. We do our best for you. Our screens aren't even that big. Let's take a look. Here we go.
Yeah, so slow-mo here over the jump as that's the 2 guys in front of him. But you can see Timmy here lands, and yeah, the big blowout there. So
Hawkeye strikes again.
I'm a lot younger than you, mate. Let's just remember that one.
Oh yeah, the old eyesight. I have to start wearing my glasses when I see. The monitors are small. I mean, it's not like an iPhone, but well done, mate. Good spot. Very nicely done. So there's 2 things now you've seen: the bollard and the puncture. So, but disaster for Timmy Hansen. Right, let's have a look then. Here we go. Race 3. Jiri Kaliakowski on the inside, then it's Timo Scheider, Gulan Schischrik, Guillaume de Ridder and Kevin Eriksson on the outside. So we know the pace of Eriksson's car because we saw Sebastian Eriksson had gone quickly here in free practice. Kevin won the first round of Nordic here in this car. We'll talk to you about the car during the race if we get the chance. Kaliakowski on the inside, he's in the second start machine, and I think it's his World RX debut. So there's a lot going on in this one. Guillaume de Ridder desperate. We're going to tee you up some replays, and then we're going to pick over that and see if we can figure out what on earth happened.
This is Tyler. Tyler, with Grammarly's help, is writing an email to his boss, Anita.
Jiri, that is a dream debut in a world supercar. You must feel very happy.
Yeah, I am really happy. Very good start, and I leading all.
It's Nitish, the Latvians are next to each other. Then it's Timo Timoziano, Philip German and Ulrich Linnemann. Linnemann in the Honda Civic, debuting that car in the World Rallycross Championship. He used to compete in the States, and it is now FIA World RX legal. It's on the list, so we're looking to see that car in more races. It's won 2 rounds of Nordic so far this year. Can Linnemann do something here? He's got the World Championship regulars as well as Nitish to go up against. Good start, both of them. who's back is Adam and Ulrich Linnemann. Linnemann in the Honda Civic, debuting that car in the World Rallycross Championship. He used to compete in the States, and it is now FIA World RX legal. It's on the list, so we're looking to see that car in more races. It's won 2 rounds of Nordic so far this year. Can Linnemann do something here? He's got the World Championship regulars as well as Nitish to go up against. Good start, both the Hyundais on the inside, but Baumanis with the roll in the first corner on another one-off outing. It's like one change order. Timothyara bleeds from Baumanis.
I mean, what a disaster. These Q1 races have really given us a bit of action there, but I'm so gutted for Rainis. Another race to walk away. Look how gutted. He's not happy, but it's good. Yeah, he's
in front of the commentary box, contact and a spin from 2 drivers. You guys are looking at the race for the lead, but we've had carnage in front of us as well. You just couldn't write this. You really couldn't. I'm calling it. This is a bad session for the World Championship drivers in terms of keeping their head on straight.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the atmosphere of the Magic Weekend is getting to them a little bit here.
Around the Nordic so far this year. Can Linnemann do something here? He's got the World Championship regulars as well as Nitish to go up against. Good start, both the Hyundais on the inside, but Baumanis is on the inside of them. 2 contact from all 3. Nitish on the lock, stops and on the gas. No! Rainis Nitish rolls in turn 1. That is unbelievable luck. You couldn't write it. Disaster for Rainis Nitish with a roll in the first corner on another one-off outing. It's like one change order. Timothyara bleeds from Baumanis.
I mean, what a disaster. These Q1 races have really given us a bit of action there, but I'm so gutted for Rainis. Another race to walk away. Look how gutted. You can tell by his body language. He's not happy, but it's good.
Weekend over, is it? You know, like they're getting the budget together. It's hard to get the money to get the drive, and he doesn't get the chance to prove it. He was testing last week. It was desperate to see how fast Rainis would be. We know how quick this car is, Dan. That's gutting.
Yeah, he's
in front of the commentary box, contact and a spin from 2 drivers. You guys are looking at the race for the lead, but we've had carnage in front of us as well. You just couldn't write this. You really couldn't. I'm calling it. This is a bad session for the World Championship drivers in terms of keeping their head on straight.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the atmosphere of the Magic Weekend is getting to them a little bit here.
German in the gravel, that's after contact with Linnemann in the hairpin just in front of the commentary a second ago. You know, I know you want to go all in, but you got it. I don't know, Dan, we'll have to talk about it afterwards. Timothyara still leads. What is that time like? 44-2
off a standing start, that is. So we'll see now after lap 2 what he's on. It was at 43.4. Kevin Hansen was at 42.6. So the pace just isn't there since the first round.
Timothyara through the Joker. He's got the Joker 1 lap early and can cover off Baumanis behind him. So he's beaten Baumanis nicely there. Yanis, I spoke to his dad this morning in his Rotterdam. He wasn't happy with the car. I said, how are you doing? He goes, not so good. And that was before the second run of practice. And Yanis at the minute is, where is Baumanis? P4 in the standings, isn't he? He's right up there, I know that much. And of course, he took his first podium. Yeah, Baumanis P4 took a podium as a result of Markland getting disqualified. So, Timothyara over the jump. Got a lap to go. So this was his Joker lap, so we can't really compare the time on this one. Circulating, as is Gerben, but they're all spread out. But the biggest disaster of all is for Nitish. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. I'm gutted for it. I wanted to see. We know how good race is. He's the reigning European camera inside turn one, he was on the lock stop, wasn't he? He had a little nudge, and he was basically desperately trying to hold on to it, and I think he's hit the curb on the inside.
Yeah, I think so too. We saw it right there a couple of years back for Limited Super 1600. But
Timmins Yardov, what's he done on the last lap? He's gone quickest. So Timmins Yardov has put in a 42.8 on the last lap. His Joker must have been great. So Timmins Yardov somewhere Kevin has lost enough time, but Timmins Yardov's got 1.6 seconds quicker. We weren't expecting that, were we?
no, mind blown.
Yeah. Well, this goes down as one of the most all over the place sessions I've seen in the World Rallycross Championship. You're going to need to join us for Q2 later, because we're going to see some of the very quick drivers who've had issues. So people like Timmy Hansen in another race with slower drivers, he's going to have to get it done in Q2. He's got to win everything, Timmy has now, to even make the semis with 25 cars here. You know, so much carnage. Will Nitish's car be repaired? Nitish's got a DNF, so he's not going to make it this weekend, but I'd like to see at least him get out there and have a go, because Timmins Yardov has proved how quick the car is. With a 2:58.1, he's going to go top. There's Balmanis, Linneman, German, and Nitish for the DNF in turn one. So Timmins Yardov ahead of Kevin Hansen. Yanis Balmanis goes P3. So there's so much going on that the times of these guys are actually really impressive. We've got one race still to come, and you should know by now who's missing, which goes to give you an idea of who's in this last race. For a random draw, it's going to be epic. We've got Timmins Yardov with Neil.
Tim, very dramatic racing, including your race, but your quickest so far. Talk us through it.
Yeah, actually it was some action on the first corner because the guys inside tried to be in front of me, and it's really tight from inside lines to turn into that corner. It was some pushing to the right, but after that, maybe I was a little bit nervous down to laps, not so quick enough that to be secured by the first position. But after that, yeah, more concentration, good Joker lap, and the job is done at the moment, so we're still waiting for the last run.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Right, here we go.
It's on board with Reyes.
Yeah, up to turn one. Here he goes, look. There he goes. It's gone.
Just like that. It's so easy, isn't it?
So he tries to turn. Watch for Balmanis. So Tim, he can't go anywhere. He gets contact from left with Timmer, and then, oh my goodness me. Now, the only thing I would say here, Dan, is that the roll itself was in the gravel trap, and so if the roll cage is Timmer Hall first hit,
there was a big contact on the front right as he went over. Yeah, we've just got to hope.
I think there's possibly object fixation there with Nitish's car in the gravel trap and has ended up dropping it. This is Timmer who said his Joker was good. And it was, wasn't it? Look at that tidy.
Yeah, very good. All clipped the penalty marker there on the second corner. I don't know if he got
he got a warning.
Track marker warning there appeared on the time screen.
Now managed with a good run to go third in the standings so far, but at the minute, Timmins Yardov is top of the table. We've got 5 very quick drivers still to come. So Nitish's car, let's see what a look we can get at Nitish's car. So the wing's still intact, clearly, but what we're worried about is the roof. Thanks for the road sweeper going through our shot. His front, what did you think, Dan? Front right corner of the roof?
Right, looked like it had a heavy impact. Maybe even the chassis could even be bent. He went down hard.
Yeah, you can actually look. You can see from the front right corner. You can see potentially one of the roll cage bars. You see sticking up into the roof.
Yeah.
Where it's creased over the top of it. So we're having a look at our monitor here. So from, if you're sitting in the car, from the front right A-pillar over your head to the rear left, it looks like there's a roll bar there and potentially the roof pushed down on that. It's about whether or not the cage is damaged. Forget the damage to the panels, that's nothing, is it? Dan's going to have a look at this with us. Here we go.
So, super slow-mo into the first corner here. Bit of a squeeze between the two Hyundais, but then Balmanis just collecting the back of Reyes. Reyes going over. You see a big spark off the front corner. Actually, not too much contact on the cage there, and then just sliding on his roof, and then the roll itself is in the gravel. Maybe the front of the car was on the tarmac slightly. We couldn't quite see from that angle.
It seemed to me that the first impact's on the side of the car. I don't know if our camera will continue to transmit as it goes over, so watch this. Yeah, it's the top right corner of the windscreen, is the one we're worried about.
Yeah, that's the danger there, is if that's slightly damaged.
Right, okay, that was us having a good old look down at our monitors there, and really not ideal. It's hard for us to tell from this angle. I'll tell you what, actually, where the truck's going. Is the car gone off the circuit already? I was going to say we might be able to get Neil's camera to take a look at it as it came off the track, because the exit for the track is over there. But we'll try and bring you an update in between the sessions. Keep your eyes on the social media channels, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook of the World Rallycross Championship. If you're not following them, you should be. And that will give you an update, I'm sure, first of all, as to whether or not Nitish is going to make it back out. They're going to have quite the job to do down there. Now, you've had a cheeky little glimpse of the grid. You're on board there with Liam Doran, who came so desperately close to winning his first World Rallycross Championship round in Norway. The gear stick, which you can see just to the right, the steering wheel broke off in his hand. He was stuck in first gear. Here we go. Liam Doran on the inside with his teammate Andreas Backrud next to him. Kevin Abring, who also nearly won in Norway. Anton Marken, who won and had it taken away. And Niklas Gronholm, who picked it up. The only person who's in there that wasn't in the final is Andreas Backrud. He was at home. So he's got stuff that he wants to make up for as well. Marken would desperately love to take the win here, having had it taken away. It's going to be epic. Let's hope these guys are a little bit more sensible than we've seen from some of the previous runs. Watch for the race fight. We're about to end Q1 with a bang. What kind of a bang is it going to be? Good start, but with Clark Grant maybe lost out to Mark, but Kevin Abring's got this on his side. Beckford's going to get offshore. Doran backs out. Abring's gone wide. Mark and Liam are off. So Anton Mark and Kevin Abring are off in turn 1. Over the ground trip, come back. Doran goes Joker 1. Niklas Grant has gone with Backrud on the standard lap.
Perfect for Liam to get in and out of the Joker there after the two guys behind making that mistake and costing so much time. But I thought we might see these guys maybe backing off a little bit after all the carnage we've seen so far. They're all still going at it, all guns blazing.
They are indeed. Mark and Dan Abring are still going. You're on board with Liam. The car moves onto the gravel immediately. Look at the commitment into here. Touch that curb, don't ride it from the inside. Dan, it's very hard to judge the angle of the jump because it's just a big spread of dirt on and off the track.
Yeah, it is quite hard to judge it, but the guys want to try and get them slightly to the left of it because then the trajectory of the jump doesn't send you off on too much of an angle.
Niklas Grant to me looks faster than Backrud here. He's absolutely all over the back of him. We know his teammates in his yard is currently in the fastest position. So does Grant go Joker? How far back is Doran? Doran's only 2.8 off the back of Grant here. Backrud will be going as quick as he can, but this might play into Liam's hands.
Yeah, so Liam might be taking advantage of Grant being backed up by Backrud, and for me, I think they need to get Grant in and out. He needs to nail a perfect choke lap if he wants to take the
I'd like to see Grant go on the last lap, I'm afraid, when he was out behind Backrud. That'll compromise his entry into the Joker anyway.
He's gone.
Oh, he should have gone lap 2. So Grant versus Doran. Watch for Doran on the inside. That good exit speed. Grant's in a straight out. Doran's got him though. Contact Liam. Doran gets past Grant. I think Grant should have gone lap 4.
Yeah, so just being stuck by Andres for an extra lap is just costing Kevin Abring.
His lap of the day. Kevin Abring with Grant on the inside of Doran. They go on the inside. Straight back through. Niklas Grant with a brilliant pass. Kevin Abring out there circulating very quickly off the back of the pack. So Niklas Grant with an amazing, just incredible traction straight through, chasing down Backrud. Now the gap is 4.6. I reckon it's going to cost too much. Liam, I wonder if he's got a problem. There's a lot of smoke in the rear of his car. Liam Doran's car is crabbing. I think he might have a puncture. Backrud over through. He's going to get it easily. So Backrud leads from Grant in the background. Look at Liam Doran. Has he got a problem? The door's open as well on Grant's car.
Yeah, so frantic stuff here. So we're watching right with Liam there. Looking like he's had a bit of understeer the car there, really sideways. Maybe a rear right puncture for Liam.
Backrud coming around the target time is 2:58. While he runs a bit deep off the jump. At the minute, it's Tim John on the lead. Can Backrud do anything about it? He's the only driver to have won it before. There they are up in the stands. It's enough. Backrud's done it. Backrud takes Q1. And the line, we've got a pass. Contact Doran's off the side of the track, flat out. Doran in the wall. Liam Doran was off the track, flat out. There's Backrud's fans. Backrud has won the session. Doran and Markland came together in the last corner. Doran then looked like the throttle was stuck, and it sounded like he was still revving when he was in the bank. So Liam loosens the belts off. Markland got up his inside in the heaven in the very back of your shot. Hangs the wheel up top, engine still running. Here we go. Let's take a look back at Liam. I'm going to do Stormborder outside. He's okay. I think the car will be okay. We'll go straight into that bank down at quite a speed as well. Take a look. Here we go. This is Doran. Look, Markham's got him on the inside. There's a glancing blow, and the car just goes light, and that's it.
Yeah, and he doesn't seem to be squatting down to stop. Oh, no, his wheels are locked. Oh, that is a hard hit.
Massive. That could be chassis damage down. That's certainly going to hurt Liam. You're on board now. Listen. He's going down the gears, bracing now for the hit. That is a big, big hit. You saw from the outside the car. Oh my goodness me, so massively mixed fortunes for the Monster Energy RX Cartel. Andreas Backrud beats Nick Masgrano, Anton Markham, Liam Doran and Kevin Abbring after carnage again at the start. Abbring and Markham ran off the side of the track. Backrud goes fastest. Timmins Yarnum and Gronholm look at P2 and P3. I have to say I think Gronholm looked quicker, but Backrud has got the job done. He's the only guy on the entry list here who has won a round of the World Championship at this event. He won a Euro event here as well, and it's Backrud who leads after Q1.
Well, Andreas, some chaotic racing, including in your race, but untroubled by that, you have won Q1.
Oh, that was great. I mean, like, first of all, we have been struggling on practice. We didn't have the speed. We have done a bunch of changes, and yeah, cool to start the weekend like this. Obviously, great being here in Hollier, Sweden, the Magic Weekend. The one every driver would love to win, including myself. Having all the Backrud Blues up here supporting me and RX Cartel. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well done. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Right, on board Liam at the start. Watch to the outside, so he knows he's got a good start. You can hear the wheels, but backs out to keep his teammates safe, which is the right thing to do. Goes wide, goes Joker. Doesn't know at this point what's happened behind him.
No, but choosing to split the strategy is Kevin Abbring and Anton Markham there getting hooked up. I'm sure Abbring wouldn't have been turning left, he would have been turning right, but with Markham leaning on his back wheels, you can see there.
Contact between Gronholm and Markham as well on the way into the first corner. So it was what I wonder if Gronholm tagged Markham and then Markham tagged Kevin. I mean, look, they all got away with it, and actually Markham's time of 3:04. Well, it's not great, him and Doran are 12th and 13th, but it's not a disaster. You know, either of those guys can recover from there if Doran's car can be rebuilt. So we think he had a problem already here, don't we? Because he just suddenly dropped. When Gronholm got past him, for me, he went backwards too quickly for Liam.
Yeah, so we might be able to see something here. There's contact between them, but I'm not sure if that was what caused the damage. You see the car is crabbing all over.
This is the move. Look, watch on the inside here. No, it's all right. It was. At this point, the car's still quick, but it was the way that Gronholm went away from him that it made me think something. Unless they broke something in the drive with the contact down rather than a tyre, maybe transmission in that contact at the merge. But Backrud takes it, weight in the background. Markland overcomes Gronholm, sorry, and here comes Liam and Markland with no idea if they're going to be able to get that car fixed. Look at this. Boom. Doran's car going back onto the truck, so we can do see in the front right corner of that. I wonder if we can see that from the. We might be able to see that from our Joker camera. We might be able to see the front right corner of Liam's car. Down, and they've put it up on the wheel. Look, so they haven't found the toe hook at the back. They're just pulling. That's no good for the transmission, really. Liam's standing there supervising in the background. No, he's gutted. Can't see it from there either.
Yeah.
There you go.
Get a shot of the front right corner.
There it is. Oh. I'd say not ideal, Dan. It's very, very hard to tell. So we are going to go to the paddock and find stuff. So we're looking at Nitish and we're looking at Doran's cars for you. Mind blown, like, what was that all about?
It was a bit crazy, wasn't it? It's only Q1. You expect that sort of action from maybe a final. Or
Semi-finals, definitely. Semi-finals always go max. It was like, oh, I'm going to make it or I'm not. Let's do everything stupid, you know. But that was just like 25 blokes went to pin out and just went for it.
Yeah, so they almost think, oh, it's the Magic Weekend and Kristoffersen's not here, so this.
Yeah, I'll stand a chance. So, just crazy racing. I mean, you know, RX2 and Euro were pretty exciting, but World has just gone next level there. So, Yeah, it was mad. We should have the standings for you at some point, I think, from that session, so let's take a look and see. You already knows at the top it's Andreas Backerud. Timothy Jarl second, Nick Vasgrano, Kevin Hansen, Jan Bamash Bachuska's done well in 6th, Jiri Kaliakowski's done really well, Sabo in 8th, that's nice to see as well. Kevin Eriksson's in, Sebastian Eriksson's in, Cyril Raymond, Anton Markandiz at the minute, Liam Dorn is 1 place out, can they fix the car? Fabian Pye, Timo Scheider, Jonathan Pye, but look at this. Kevin Amprin, Kjetil Larsen, Linneman, Shisha, Timmy Hansen is in 21st place, the World Championship leader. De Ridder, his luck refuses to change. Philip German, 23rd. Nitish, DNF with that roll in the first corner. But we've had a...
Jump. Alright, that was the rules. I'm getting an idea of how to do it. Just stay behind these guys. Race a calm, 1 car per lap race.
Ready? Go, go, go! Ready to race. Go, go, go. Right, push into that clear space to extend the gap. They're getting away from us. Keep pushing. It's going to be tight near the Joker exit. Take care.
Curve. I think I took that second. They want to break something,
Watch
dude.
out, mate. 2 words. Track limits.
I say here. Break. Gas on third. Jump down third. Break. 2. Okay. Now we just gotta keep practicing it. Continue, 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 and restart. Yes. Continue. Alright, let's go down to a third gear only race. Okay, third gear only.
Get ready for the lights. Careful of the wheel spin. Go, go, go.
This should be okay. That third is not a good movement for me.
Okay, we need another chance to improve on that. Keep pushing.
Fifth is all you need kind of video. Right. Right. Three. Four. Three.
I reckon we need another 3.5 seconds to improve on that. Come on, keep
Ready?
pushing.
Three. Three. Down the hill. Three. Well, don't hit me because that's when we pass you. Three. We're fixing that. Let's watch that. Give my body a break. See what's wrong. happened? Oh, I'm in 16 speed. Oh, brake is backwards. Up quarter speed. Sliding. So I was too fast. Okay, now I'm trying to go for that black marker right there, but I'm white. So I lost time right there already. But catching him and I hit him. Good job. Third. So I went to third gear right there. That was a fire, third gear. And then he said, thank you. And I tried to go back to fourth. And then third. Can you see his gear shift? Is there any fire off in his car? No, I only see fire off mine. It would help me if I could see the fire off his car. Right there. Camera changed. 69 degrees. There's a fire. I want to see. They're not going to let me see that window. I can't tell what gear. Oh, I'm in third gear. Go back. Alright, so the fire comes out when you downshift. Because right now I'm in third. Wait. Alright. I'm in third. And fourth. Third. Let's see what happens. Fourth. I must be in fourth right now. No, I'm still in third. Fourth right there. From third to fourth, no fire. I'm in fourth still. I'm in fourth. Oh, I'm not going to be downshifted. Let's do the next one. I'm in fourth. Whatever. I think that's a downshift fire. Restart. Alright. First gear. Second gear start.
Watch your launch. Go, go, go.
Get out of this. Come on, man. I practice jokers. Alright, don't take the joker, don't bail. Second gear start.
Ready to race. Go, go, go. There's been an accident up ahead, watch out. Good, but we're not gaining. We need to be catching up to the back of them as soon as possible. Try and close up to the car ahead. Looks like there will be another car as you merge.
Second gear is all you need right there. Handbrake helped the area. Cannot do that. I gotta take that. Okay. So what's the gist? Cornering, stay.
Go, go, go. Now let's see if we can use the clear track ahead to improve. They're getting away from us. Keep pushing.
I just picked up a bonus. Alright, let's look at something after this. Right now I'm taking it at 44. Fourth gear. Power out in third. Second to take the corner. Third gear is like 70. Second is 50. Get into the turn and power out. I'm in fifth gear. Now I'm in fourth, and that was like 80. Yeah, it's 85. Third is 60. 50. Got it. To the dirt. Alright, I wasn't fourth. I want to keep an eye now on max speed in a gear. Okay, take a break for a second. Max speed in a gear. So it looks like I was at 85 in fourth. Oh shit. It didn't hold. I don't care about the penalty.
Okay, you need to take an extra joker because you jumped the start. Double joker.
Alright, think about that. Unless you're really trying to win, forget the penalty. Alright. Max speed in fourth gear, what is it?
Go, go, go.
85.
Come on, be careful cutting those corners.
Now, max speed in third, what is it? 7. And you cannot hold it. 70, right? Max speed is 85, 70 now. Second gear is 57. If I just held second gear, can I hold a turn at 56 degrees? Now I'm in third. I max out third. Take the joker. Maxed out in third. I had a lot of time to mess around right there. Alright. I want to see max speed around a turn in a particular gear with the throttle floored. So I'm going up to third gear and I'm gonna hold it.
Go, go, go.
I'm in second. I try to hold second, get to third, go to second, hold second around this turn. Get up to fourth, third, second, third. Take second gear around this turn. Third gear, fourth gear, third. Second, take the joker. Third gear, feather. Doesn't help. Feather. Feather and third around that turn is what you gotta do. Alright, got that down. Fourth gear. How about if I feather fourth out of here? Now, here, suppose I feather third. And then take it to fourth. Alright, if I get to third here, get to second and feather. Try to get my line. And feather third. Feather third all the way in. And fourth gear. Fifth gear. Feather fifth. Feather fourth. Jump. Second. Feather third. Fourth.
think if you find an extra 2.5 seconds, we can jump the car ahead.
Third. Second, we get the nose back. Second's like, I was still in third. No wonder.